Welcome. My name is Jim Kirkert, and I'm the author of Spark Journal. What I'd like to do today is show you the Spark Journal Mac Desktop Edition. We'll be starting with a blank slate. There's no data whatsoever loaded, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to transfer our data from our phone to the Mac version, to the desktop version. Let's get started. So I'm going to start up the desktop version right now. Okay, so you'll see this. You get a 30-day free trial. Go ahead and click on continue. And I have some onboarding help. I tell you what's new, what I've added recently. The last thing I added was SJ Chat. So here you can see we have a blank slate. There's no data whatsoever. It's completely blank. You have to transfer your data from your phone, your data collection device, to the Mac, or you can see the big picture. You can get the big view instead of having to look at your tiny phone. So let's go ahead and start the sync process. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click on these two arrows, and then I'm going to take my phone. You can see that their Spark Journal is already loaded, and there's 104 games. And I'm going to select Data Sync. You can see on the screen that it's connected now. And we're going to go ahead and start the sync process. I just got done working on Data Sync. It's 10 times faster now. It actually works closer to Ethernet speed now, where before it was modem speed. Right now it's transferring ball notes. Next, it should go to balls, bowling balls, oil pattern notes. It'll eventually get to games and frames, and then it has to build all of the data relationships. So it takes about 5 minutes. This is about as fast as I can get it to go. So please be patient here. All right, we're up to about 55 megabytes. We got 35 megabytes left, or 25. It's getting there. And if you want to see what it looks like, I haven't figured out yet how to record my screen, the screen on my phone, where I could have the screen of my phone showing and the Mac desktop show it at the same time. All right, there we go. Everything will self-shut down. It'll close by itself on a successful data sync. So let me go ahead and turn off my phone and set it down. So now you can see the home page is updated. We have 104 games. We can now look at our data, our bowling data. There's no subscriptions required. There's no cloud. There's no data center. This has been designed around a peer-to-peer network, a private peer-to-peer network, where you could sync your data from your phone to your Mac, from your phone to your iPad, from your Mac to your iPad, from your Mac to your phone. And eventually in the future, you'll be able to send your data to your coach for your coach to analyze and to help you with your bowling game. Let's go ahead and take a look around. Here we have bowling centers. These are all the places that I bowled at. I'll get back to this later. Events is a quick summary of all your bowling blocks, all your events, with including the bowling blocks, and how many games that you bowled. Games is where you can get into details about how you bowled and your performance level. Bowling balls, this is your bowling ball inventory. We'll go ahead and we'll look at a bowling ball. We'll pick Jackal Ghost. And these are the games that I've played here in this section. These are my ball stats, my ball notes. You have an oil pattern library. You can add to your oil pattern library and put as many patterns as you want in. There is no limitation. I'm bowling on Roth right now, Mark Roth, and I missed a couple of the first 2 weeks, but I got the last 3 weeks in. You can see my performance there. These are the notes that were created on the phone that have transferred over. So yeah, everything that was on your phone, including the bowling ball pictures, your note pictures, oil pattern PDF documents, they transfer over. This is the coaching section. After you've bowled about 45 games, I start to aggregate lessons for you based on your gameplay. So if you leave a lot of 10 pins in the first 45 games, you'll get the 10 pin lesson. But everyone gets the skid hook roll lesson to learn how to properly roll a bowling ball and what it should look like when it rolls. And then down here, we have SJ Chat. Um, this is hooked up to Apple Intelligence. That's on the Mac. So what you do is you go to settings and you go to Apple Intelligence and you make sure that it's turned on here with this switch. And after you turn it on, it takes about 10 minutes for it to download and for it to set up. And then you'll have access to SJ Chat. All right, let's get back to the games. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at my last game set from last Thursday night, where I decided I was going to use my new hammer, new 2.0, and give it a run, see how far I can go with it. Once again, this is Flaming Dragon View, where you have the left lane and you have the right lane. And because it's two different games, you're playing the left side and you're playing the right side. So you can see my first game, I did okay. It took me a while to figure it out, but I finally realized by about the eighth frame that I needed to slow down my ball speed so that the ball had time to read the lane surface and finish better, get better continuation out of it. So I slowed my ball speed down a tad in the 10th frame, and I was able to put 3 strikes up in a row. So I went ahead and I took that knowledge into the second game, and once again slowed down my ball speed, and I was able to put up 212. It says 203, but the second frame, I actually had a spare, and I haven't been able to go back and actually fix that, make a correction yet. I took the ball into the third game, and it was a lot tougher. I got 163 out of it. But, I'm learning how to use the ball. I'm finding out how fast I could roll it, how slow I could roll it. And I'm getting used to it's sort of laziness, the way the ball rolls. I'm getting used to it and how it looks and what it's supposed to look like when it rolls properly and gets a strike. Once again, you can read your notes. You can go back and you can look at the screen. You can take a picture of the scoreboard and to see how you did compared to the rest of the field. This is one of the AIs I wrote. The goal was to get the scores from everybody and have AI actually rate you against the rest of the field. But it didn't pan out. It didn't work. So once again, there's no subscriptions. You don't have to subscribe to anything. You don't have to pay extra. There's no logins. This is basically it. It's a self-contained system. It's private. It's yours. Nobody else has access to the data unless you decide to share it with somebody. In which I'm going to try to make it to where you could share a block or a game or a complete event with a friend that also has Spark Journal, and then they can go ahead and they can look at how you're bowling, or they can look at it as like a coach and they can offer suggestions and stuff like that. Let's go to SJ Chat. This is interesting. This is my third attempt to create AI for Spark Journal. It came out okay, but I'm limited by the large language model, by the AI that's on the Mac device itself. I really feel like it's not large enough. It's Apple Intelligence. I think it's rated at 3B for 3 billion instruction processes. I really need 8B minimum. I'm kind of hoping Apple comes out with something that's larger, something a little bit more robust. I've read recently on a WWDC article that Apple is going to announce ChatGPT maybe Llama, maybe Claude, where there'll be containerized LLMs that you could download from the App Store. And then you just simply place them on your Mac or your phone or whatever. And I could write code to basically access those downloaded large language models. And so instead of having to rely upon Apple Intelligence, I think it's going to be July they're going to make this announcement. Maybe by September, you'll be able to download these LLMs, and I'll already have the code ready to access them, and we'll get much better responses. Let's go ahead and start with a simple question. What is my bowling average? So 158. Wow, I don't know where I got the 104 from. Yeah, that is one of my low scores, one of my bad games. And you can tell, or you can see I spelled what is wrong. I missed a space, but I have spell checking. Before I submit the question, I actually do a spell check and make sure the question is spelled correctly. Whoops. Here I'm asking it to compare my pitch black ball against my Crown 78U ball. And this is the response from Apple Intelligence. Based on the data provided, Storm Pitch Black has the stronger recorded performance in this comparison. Storm Pitch Black bowled 9 games with Brunswick Crown 78U bowled 3. Overall, Storm Pitch Black has a stronger recorded performance in this comparison. I would suggest that Storm Pitch Black performs better on the PBA Viper 38 2025 oil pattern. That's actually true. My Storm Pitch Black actually did roll really well on Viper at 37 feet, where the Crown 78U was much stronger on Woof at 34 feet on a shorter pattern. So that extra 3 feet of pattern length was a little bit too much for the Brunswick Crown 78U. What I like about this here with bowling centers, I said I'd get back to it, is sometimes I wonder what my best pair is at a bowling center, say at South Point in Las Vegas, the Orleans in Las Vegas, but we'll use Westminster Lanes for now. And it's basically telling me my best pair is 27-28, where I average 169 and I have 29 games booked on it. My worst pair is 31-32. I average 137 with 9 games booked on it. Let's look at my worst pair. Here's actually, I have a 99 game here back from the Summer League. I have a 178 game. Okay, so 178 is my best game on 31-32. 21-22 is a pair I fear. I really don't like that pair. It's really, it's ugly. 27-28 has a ton of lane surface on it. Sometimes it's fun, like in the first game or second game, and sometimes it's horrible, like in the third game, if you don't choose the right bowling ball. The last time I bowled it, I used the Purple Pearl Urethane 78D, the hammer, and it did pretty good. It took me a while to figure it out, but it wasn't horrible. So that's basically it in a nutshell. Well, let me show you what a coaching lesson looks like. This is skid hook roll. It shows you what the ball's supposed to look like, how the ball's supposed to track. And this is 10 pin basics. It shows you the geometry of the pin rack when the ball goes through it, and how each pin deflects off the other pin in order to carry the rack and put 10 pins in the pit. I think the last thing I'll demonstrate is my super geometry reader. Yeah, that's a mouthful. What is it? Super geometry reader reads the screen size of my app so that you can collapse it down to a minimum. So if you just want my app to be super small on the left, yet you want to run something else on the right side, you can condense it down and you'll see the same thing. So we'll go to this coaching lesson. We'll look at oil patterns. That's not a good one. Hardwick, I got games on this. Here we've got recent games, your stats and stuff like that. Coaching, bowling centers. So Super Geometry Reader is used as a calculator for my app to figure out how to resize things. What size is the main screen? All right, I'm going to wrap this up and call it quits. You guys have a great night, and I'll see you the next time. Thanks.